I'm Phil Brock. This is Brock and Your Block, and this is part 2 of our great visit at the Santa Monica History Museum. Kathryn Evans, so nice to see you. And tell me where we are right now.
So this is our Santa Monica Pier room. It talks about the beaches, the piers. This display here is actually about Muscle Beach. So a lot of people think Muscle Beach is further south near where Venice Beach is, but the original Muscle Beach was at the foot of the Santa Monica Pier where the park is, just south of the pier. So Muscle Beach started as a fitness movement. You had a lot of people who worked in the movie industry in Los Angeles and Hollywood, and they wanted a place to go and show off and see and be seen. So they came to the foot of the pier and they would work out, they would do acrobatics, and they would show off kind of in the sun and have a lot of fun.
And I know that, of course, you and I, right after we're done with this interview, we're going to be picking up the barbells and go down to the beach. My father used to lift weights at Venice Muscle Beach, but that's not the original. Santa Monica is the original.
Yes, Santa Monica is the original Muscle Beach. So they're clearly the beach culture and the fitness culture has taken off in Southern California and around the country, but it started right here at the foot of Santa Monica Pier.
So I made a couple of days of working out before I could do that. And I'm not sure you and I will be performing in this Sunday.
I would not recommend it, no.
Okay, so Muscle Beach, and it still exists, and it's great. Now we've added slack lines, we've added gymnastics. You always see crowds of people just south of the Santa Monica Pier. And this cafe, I believe, is now Big Dean's. Tell me about this room.
So this part of the exhibit is about Pacific Ocean Park, or POP, as many locals know it. It was a very popular amusement park, amusement pier at the late 1950s into the 60s. It didn't last very long, but it was really popular. We have so many people who come in and share stories and memories of going to POP with us. And,
you know, I went there when I was a little kid with my parents. I was mentioning a minute ago off camera, the safari train ride was my favorite. K-Surf radio was there. There was little roller coasters. There were cool things. It was awesome. And as Pacific Ocean Park sort of went downhill, I was then old enough to ride my bike there, and we could go on. I think it was $1.99 for the day. You could go to all the rides. And then by the time I was in my early 20s and POP was closed, and there were then fires raging across the pier all the time. I remember one night, one of my friends wandered away from us, and the pier caught on fire. Oh, gosh. And he got detained by police for a while because they thought maybe he had started the fire. So I have a long history with POP. By the way, he did not start the fire.
Let's clear that up right now. Not his fault. But no, you're right. After Pacific Ocean Park closed, most of the pier and most of the park remained for a while, but it tended to catch on fire. And so they tore it down at the end of the 1970s and removed what remained because it was a little bit of a public safety hazard.
And POP was at the foot of Ocean Park Boulevard. And it was really, for a long time, a wonderful place to go with roller coasters, with a Marineland type sea exhibit. There was all kinds of fun things at POP. And it was Santa Monica's own amusement park.
Right, it was designed to be a competitor with Disneyland. So it opened just after Disneyland and clearly did not last as long as Disneyland. But from what we hear, since I never personally went, it was wonderful and people really loved it.
It really was really cool when I was younger. And this seahorse?
This seahorse actually used to be mounted at the opening of the park. So there is a photo here where you can see it mounted. So it was originally mounted up. This one has been named Bubbles in a contest from local school kids from Santa Monica. So this is Bubbles, who serves as a physical reminder of the really kind of, you know, magical entranceway like you're describing into kind of the under the sea atmosphere that POP had.
And you know, the pier, I noticed a couple of these remnants of games. And when you were looking at the remnants of games, the boardwalk outside POP was filled with those skee ball games and all those little games of chance, and it made a perfect TV show.
Right, it actually was used in the filming of a lot of TV shows, including the Twilight Zone and others, because it had this kind of magical, different, so it was really special and lended itself well to filming.
So Kathryn, I just wanted to know, is this one of the uniforms you wear to work every day?
So this is not something that I wear to work every day.
And thank the Lord for that.
Yes, I'm very glad. Although it does look comfortable. It looks like a nice comfy cotton. But this is a modern uniform from Hot Dog on a Stick. The original uniforms were actually polka dot. So we all think of them, or at least I always remember them as being striped, but the original uniform was polka dot. And Hot Dog on a Stick started in 1946. And do you know the difference between Hot Dog on a Stick and a corn dog?
No, I don't.
The difference is hot dogs on a stick have never been frozen, and that's what he's very proud of. But corn dogs are traditionally frozen and then distributed out and reheated or fried on site at different places.
So I know what we're going to have to do. We'll have to do a future Brock in your block about corn dogs.
Taste test.
A taste test.
Taste test on the hot dog on a stick versus corn dog.
Still exist.
It still exists. It's now a chain that's widely available throughout the, widely available, but it started right here in Santa Monica.
And so if we keep going through this exhibit for a minute, I just did Brock in your block about Jeff Ho and the Zephyr surfboard team and their skateboard team on Main Street. And the original shop of Zephyr is a cultural landmark in Santa Monica.
Yeah, so not a lot of people know that kind of skate culture really did get its start here in Santa Monica in Southern California. It kind of started here and really grew and became very popular other places.
And the neighborhood, Dogtown, really is a neighborhood, and it encompassed a little bit of Santa Monica, part of Venice, and just that area down by the beach. And the skateboarders used to go into pools everywhere to skateboard through the city.
Right. It's interesting if you look at skate parks now, a lot of the obstacles are really designed things that skaters used to find organically, pools, park benches, things like that. So it's interesting to see how the sport has really evolved from kind of its early beginnings to now.
Over here, we keep walking and we're suddenly right here at the end of
Route 66.
And it was a Route 66 that predated the interstate system in America.
Exactly. So people could go from Chicago all the way to the ocean on Route 66, and it was kind of very popular for people doing road trips.
And let me ask you this.
Yes.
Did Route 66 officially end at the corner of Santa Monica and Ocean or at the pier?
So the jury's still out. There are teams on both sides. Some people are on Team Pier because you could drive all the way onto the pier just like you could now, but you could actually drive further onto the pier. And there are people who say that it didn't end on the pier. So there's not really a definitive answer on that one.
Okay, I'll take that as an answer because I don't really know either. I always think it's the end of Santa Monica Boulevard. And however, you did mention something that's interesting because cars used to be able to go to the end of the pier.
Exactly. You could drive literally out over the ocean. I mean, you're still kind of over water now where the parking is, but you could drive even further on the pier.
And I see that you have all these great history exhibits about the Santa Monica Police Department, the Santa Monica Fire Department. We're looking at the foot of the 99 steps, which is still exist. It just looks different now.
Right. It's not a wooden staircase anymore, but this was the original way to get from the top of the bluffs to the beach in a safe way.
Come to the Santa Monica History Museum, and you're open what days?
We're open Tuesday and Thursday, noon to 8 p.m., and Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and we're doing a special promotion in honor of the anniversary of the city. Admission for the rest of the month of July is just 50 cents.
So the History Museum is a great place. From the California ranchos to the history of Douglas aircraft, the Santa Monica Evening Outlook, so much history in 140 years. Happy birthday, Santa Monica. For Brock and your block, I'm Phil Brock. We'll see you again next week.